Hey everybody, this is Kiki from Metal and High Heels. I'm here with my co-founder, Metal and High Heels founder Pia, and the guys from MANTAR. We would like you guys to introduce yourselves first.
Hey, I'm Orange. I'm the drummer, and I shout a little bit.
I'm Hanno and I play guitar and sing.
He made air quotes when he said sing. Why is that?
Well, it sounds weird considering myself as a singer. So but I do the vocals. I scream and shout and get hysterical on the microphone. So yeah.
Do you mind to explain a little bit more about that? Why don't you consider yourself a singer?
Well, technically I am a singer, yes, but I don't think I'm a very good singer. I scream more, I think, Yeah.
So vocalist would fit more.
Vocalist is a good word to use, yes.
Okay, perfect. You just came from stage, more or less. I think your gig was 2 hours ago.
Yeah, like more 1 hour.
Yeah, okay. How was it?
Yeah. It was
cheers with
pretty
the beer.
fun and hot. We didn't have any towels on stage, so it was sweatier than normal.
Yeah, no towels, but that ain't a problem. So it was good. It was like second time we played Tuska Festival. We played Yellow Metalli once, 2 times Tuska, and we just talked about it. Like 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, we did 2 shows, just regular club shows in Finland. So we decided it's on time to do that again. I don't know why we missed out, but it's on time to come back to Finland to play some real shows, like club shows.
And you have a tour in the planning, I think. You're about to release a new album. One song was released by today or yesterday.
Today.
Yeah.
Today is a new video called Age of the Absurd, and the pre-order started. And the new record's gonna be out on August 24, and it's called The Modern Art of Setting Ablaze. Yeah. Yes.
Why do you want to set everything ablaze?
It's fun, fire starter, less friends, more fire. I don't know, it's a cool element. Fire is good, leaves nothing behind. Once you start a legit fire, it resets everything to 0, restarts everything. With that?
Purifies.
Yes. So fire is a good thing, it's a good element, and it doesn't accept any other element next to it. That's another thing I really like.
You just said you released Age of Absurd as a single or as a pre-release. Why did you choose that song?
Well, I think it kind of rocks. I don't know. I mean, we will put out a new record, and I kind of think I don't like to talk like this about like my own stuff, but I think every song is so good. So and we have to decide like take one of them, and yeah, it has some really rocking cool parts.
It's a song without any compromise. It's in your face. For MANTAR, it's rather short, 3.5 minutes. To quote another famous band, it's a vulgar display of power.
My next question is about into the direction of marketing. So I'll hand the microphone over to Kiki because she is the marketing expert in our team. You describe yourself as a pure band, so no art production, raw sound, no image, pure rage. I think that is written on your social media pages. What's the idea behind it, and why is that so important to you?
Well, first of all, we're a 2-piece band, so there ain't no space for any gimmicks. We just have guitar and drums, a good riff, a good drum beat. Best case scenario, you got both at the same time, and we have very primitive weapons to actually write a good song. So it's very raw, first of all. And as I said, no gimmicks, no tricks. And as I said, if your ingredients for a good song are therefore very limited, you protect yourself from getting lost in the production. So it's easy in the rehearsal room, it's easy in the studio, and it's easy on stage. Because you don't even try to fuck around and try guitar solos, because let's face it, we're not like crazy ass good musicians. We just like we like to fuck shit up. You know?
I mean, our skills are pretty raw.
Yeah.
Even if we don't know how to do something, we just try to do it as raw as we are, as we will think how people do it. So, and that's the way like we're playing, recording, and playing shows.
Yeah, primitive music for primitive people, made by primitive people.
Wow. That's a bold statement, but isn't that in itself a marketing gimmick? Because everybody can say, I'm unique, I'm different than everybody else, and for me, that's what you're saying. Everybody else does any, I don't know, marketing gimmicks, but we're different. We are raw.
Well, first of all, I really do not like your critical approach. And second, no, that's not what I'm saying. I appreciate a lot of bands, but I don't give a flying fuck what other bands do. I just know what I can do, and that's what I do. You know, I play guitars and I write riffs, and I try to write a good song. But no, for me that's not, because we just don't have any other choice. I mean, it's not that we could do something else, because A, our skills are limited, B, our weapons, ingredients are limited, so to speak. So no, it's just what it is. It's not something we choose. We actually, when we started 4 or 5 years ago, we were looking for a bass player, but no one wanted to join. No one wanted to join. It was like, nah, meh, blah, blah, blah. So we just ended up being a two-piece more or less by accident.
Wow.
Yep.
That's something I was gonna ask about, because I would think not many people consider themselves a band when there are only two of them.
And trust me, not finding a third friend ain't a gimmick. That's the bitter truth.
Yeah.
Yep.
But are you so nasty people that nobody wants to work with you?
Well, when we started, there were like not such a big interest to start another band, because like everybody has a band, and
Yeah.
bands are not that special anymore. So
Yeah.
I just want to hang around with my friends instead of like going to the rehearsal room and starting another band.
Bands are like skateboards. Everyone has one. It's just, but almost no one knows how to use it.
Yeah.
So, like in the beginning, it was really like, yeah, I don't know, I have this other band going, and of course, shit tons of people are biting their asses right now because, jokes on them.
Yeah.
But we, to be very fair, we figured out pretty quick how to do things just with the two of us. So, after the first rehearsal, pretty much, we didn't look any further.
And that's actually something that speaks for the two of you, because I think that a band is actually insofar more complicated that it means having a relationship with many people at once. So you guys only have a relationship between each other, so it might make things easier than dealing with more drama or whatever.
It's easier and maybe a little harder, because if we're like discussing stuff, and if you like have to put a democratic decision, it's like
I'll be there in a minute.
whether you both like it or you don't do it. So it's like, yeah, you have to be like into it, and yeah, there's no decision between like 4 people. It's just, yeah.
But then again, you have the drama. You know, you said there's a lot of drama with a lot of people. If you tour with just a two-piece, you're on a constant basis, you're together, like an old married couple, and there's no escape. Nowadays, the first luxury we ever get is that we nowadays, like, most of the time we get like single rooms in hotels. So we only have to spend 18 hours a day together and not 24 hours together. But trust me, that's no joke. It's really exhausting. As a matter of fact, you do need privacy. And another thing is, when the mood ain't that good, you can't hang out with a bass player or with a guitar player or whatever. No, we just have like, the good thing though is, if there's a conflict, a problem, you immediately have to sit down and talk about it and get it out of the way. Otherwise, you can't carry this big bag of problems with you, you know, and drama. This is a good thing, and we're pretty good in that. Like, sometimes shit gets nasty and we explode for 30 minutes, and then everything's good again. Cool, shake hands, cool, deal done.
The other thing is like, that was like a case when we were touring or started playing the first shows. We were just like a two-piece, but we have like equipment for 5 people. And nowadays we have like a few people that'll help us, like a crew, a driver, a merchandiser, a sound engineer. But still there's like 3 people missing who would like carry stuff. So
Hanno, you worked as a promoter for October Promotion.
Yes.
Do you also promote your own band now, or do you hand these duties over to other people, maybe also to see how they are doing it, or do you just just leave it to others to do that?
I would never do that. There's nothing more lame than promoting your own band. What I'm supposed to do, call up some magazine, say, hey, check out my new band, it's great. Blah. I would never do that. It's embarrassing. For real. I know that a lot of people know that I used to work in the music industry as a promoter and so on, but no. Nuclear Blast has a really, really good promotion team, and they're doing a great job, to be fair, and there's no need to. But of course, I'm asking for updates. And I'm a kind of a pushy guy and say like, hey, you know what? If they say no, ask them again. If they say no again, ask them again. I'm like, but that's not due to the fact I used to work as a promoter. That's more like the person I am. It's just like, I'm very bad in giving things out of my own hands, and I want to be in control about everything all the time. So, but that's more like a personal issue than me having a past of being a promoter in music industry.
But doesn't this fact make it more difficult to hand these duties over to other people?
Yes, it does. It's difficult for me. But on the other hand, I know that it wouldn't be any good if I tried to promote my own band. I mean, when we started, we needed to manage. Now we got a management and shit, but we did everything ourselves, of course. It's like we have a very strong punk rock DIY background, so we're used to doing shit ourselves. I mean, we still do most of the shit ourselves, But you gotta be careful, because sometimes it's counterproductive. So, so to speak, it's doesn't make much sense to get, because that's another thing. If a promoter tells me, hey, this and that magazine doesn't really dig your band, it's a bummer. But if a journalist personally would tell me, hey, you know what, I think your record sucks, I probably would pull off my knife. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I'm saying.
Okay. So I have my favorite question. Do you have anything else to add to your fans? Yeah, maybe.
Yes, this magazine is called Metal and High Heels, but I don't see any high heels.
No, that's because...
High heels. Nice try.
That's true.
Metal and high heels. Nice try. Because I like him a lot.
Yeah, me
What do you
too.
think about the sexism issue in metal?
Say what?
Sexism in metal.
Honestly, I don't. I know it's a problem in general, but I think metal actually, I see since we, MANTAR being a band for 4 or 5 years now, we did not necessarily start being a metal band. The metal crowd took us as their new favorite band, kind of, but it happened more by accident that we ended up being labeled a metal band. And therefore I met a lot of people, and I met a lot of fantastic, strong, very, very great women with a lot of self-esteem, and I'm glad that where we are in our crew, we had like a female sound person for a long time and stuff like that. I do not think there's, in our surrounding, is not too much sexism going on. No, I don't think so. But of course that's a problem, and that especially when it comes to tough guy bullshit and whatever. But seriously, MANTAR works on a different level. I have no time for that shit.
yeah, we don't even think about it. It's like so normal for us. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's not like a big thing to have like women and men and like.
You don't care if your light person is a woman or a man, so as long as they do a good job.
No, but I just want you to do a good job. I really don't care about your gender. No. And there's nothing worse than something like bullshit phrases like, hey, that's been pretty good for a girl, or something like that. That's the worst. I would never say something like that. but that being said, I of course expect always the best from everyone involved. I really don't care what your gender is.